Hello ECC families. Our video segment today is going to be talking about a level C text and different areas that you can work with your child at home at a level C. Level C focuses very heavily on vowels. So when our students are looking at stretching out a word and they come to an E, they say that eh sound very quickly. They don't have to reference an alphabet chart. When they come to an A, they know that as an ah sound. And when they go into a level D, they have all of those vowels solidified. Along with vowel work, we are continuing our development of sight words. By the end of level C, students should be able to read and write at least 30 sight words. Along with our text, you can see that it is not quite as repetitive from page to page. And one of the areas of focus that we want our students to really be growing in is self-monitoring. So when they come to a word, often our students still kind of confuse like and look, and they're reading and they say, I look this big horse. We want them to be able to realize that mistake themselves. So instead of the teacher or the parent pointing out, did that look right or did that sound right? Students are able to pick up themselves that, you know what? That really did not sound right. I need to go back and fix my error. So self-monitoring is a huge skill that we really push at level C text as well. So if I'm going to be working with my child, the first thing I'm going to do is continue that development of sight words. Maybe they're writing on a whiteboard, maybe on a piece of paper. Maybe if they're outside, they're able to write some of those sight words with chalk out on the driveway. As I come into my text, I am going to be looking through this with my child before I read to gain some understanding. I might also start to make some predictions about what I think might happen on the next page, or what do you think this text could be about? While I'm reading, these were my strategies. They're really going to start to come into play. And if I'm not able to figure out a word using one or two of these strategies, what's another strategy that I could try? And again, pushing our children to use these strategies themselves instead of saying, ooh, let's try Chunky Monkey together, getting them to recognize that, hey, I'm going to try this without my teacher or my parent telling me to. After reading, I am still going to be thinking about a good quality retell, talking about the characters and the setting, what happened in the beginning, middle, or the end. If it's a nonfiction book, I want to talk about the main idea and give at least 3 details to support what happened in the text. Along with that, our questions start to get a little bit deeper. So I could come to a page, and after I'm reading, I could say, after reading this page, how do you think the girl feels about having her horse as a pet? And I'm looking there to look a little bit deeper and look at her face and say, wow, she's really excited. She must really like to have a horse as a pet. And I could say, what do you think the girl enjoys doing with this pet? How does she take care of it? And start to ask some more questions that way. Our writing is also getting a little bit longer. We have a mix of known sight words, maybe a couple of new sight words, and definitely some words that the students are going to have to work to stretch out a little bit. Our sentences at a level C text are 7 to 10 words in a sentence, so they're getting a little bit longer too. Today I'm going to show you an activity with Kaylee. She is my kindergartner, and be working on exchanging some initial, final, and also vowels in words as well. So when I'm looking, I use something called a sound box, and you can see here that this would show me that this word has 2 sounds, this word has 3, and so on. And if you don't have one of these, you could just easily Google sound boxes in Google, and there's lots of different choices that come up for free. I could also just take my whiteboard here, put that down, okay, and I could be drawing out sound boxes, and the kids could be writing right in here. I could be doing this on paper, anything that would work. So I'm going to show you today. Kaylee is going to be working with words that have 3 sounds in them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her a word, and before she goes to write it, she's going to touch every single box so that she can say the sounds to make sure that she has enough for the word. Okay, so Kaylee, I'm going to have you work on here. And the first word that I want you to stretch out is the word can. Can you stretch it out first, please? Oop, touch every box.
And
okay, now write it. And What does that say?
Can.
All right, I want her to go back and read it so she can take her finger underneath and look all the way through that word that she has the beginning, middle, and ending. Can. Now I want you to check every sound in that word to make the word cap. Can you show me the sounds first with your finger? All right. What word is that?
Cat.
All right, I want you to change that word to the word map. All right, show me what word that is.
Map.
Now change it to mop. And what word is that?
Map.
Good work. All right, so looking at exchanging initial, final, and spending more time on that medial vowel that she's able to recognize which sound did not match up and go ahead and change that on her board. So quick little activities. Again, I would probably spend about a minute and a half on this activity to keep it moving along. So level C text, we are focusing heavily on vowels, and we are also focusing on getting our students to monitor while they're reading, that what they're reading looks right, sounds right, and makes sense.